Welcome to British Business, The Bottom Line. Every week, me and Matt sit down to talk about the real stuff, the news affecting your business, the lessons we've learned the hard way, and the things nobody tells you when you're running your own show. Whether you're just starting out or you've been at it for years, this one's for you. I'm Charlie Smith.
And I'm Matt Holland.
Let's get into it.
That is so great. I totally forgot we had that.
It's good, isn't it?
Oh, I love it. I love it. It gets me really excited.
I think it's top tier banter. It's a bit long. It's a bit long.
No, that's perfect.
Yeah,
I reckon that's perfect. That is. I really enjoyed listening to that, and it's even better that it's just all me recorded it.
And
I don't know if anyone's ever going to know it. But now because I fucking give it away. But anyway,
you did well with that.
Thanks, mate.
How's your week been?
What day does it say?
What do you mean? What day is it today?
Well, it's a Monday again.
No, it's not.
It's a Monday morning. Welcome back on this Monday morning, which is being filmed on Wednesday evening.
Yeah, Wednesday
evening. 3 days deep. Hectic, mate, this week. Hectic week.
You see, I think it's good that we record in the evenings because I think we're a bit tireder, we're a bit more raw.
A bit slower.
We're a bit less enthusiastic.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
We're a bit more like real.
Yeah, I can see what you mean on that one.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you've been a bit beat up during the day, so you're feeling a bit like you want to punch back a little bit.
Yeah, I know what you mean there.
Yeah.
So anyway, let me start by asking you, how are you feeling?
I feel fantastic, mate.
Do you? Do you want to tell it? So for everyone listening, Matt ran the Manchester Marathon on Sunday.
Well, I did run it.
I don't know if you ran it.
Why are you doing that?
He got a race medal and a name and a number for his shirt. But
let's do British Business Fact of the Week. I'm gonna curveball that.
No, come on, because there's a lesson there. You told us a lesson. You told us a lesson when you're talking.
There is a lesson.
Are we going to come back to it?
Listen, this is orchestrated. This is planned, my friend.
Okay.
So, British Business Facts of the Week. Well, what's this week's episode about, Charlie? You should know.
I don't know, mate. You haven't shared it with me.
So, this is episode 68. It's a Claude Check-In.
Oh yeah, I like these.
We're having our little check-in with our mate Claude.
Yes.
And we're going to discuss what's working, what's not. And I'm going to have a little bit of an open thing, which I've not found. I've not found the time to invest with Claude this week or the week before. I've been a bit too busy, so we'll talk about that as well. But British Business Fact of the Week. Are you ready?
Oh, man, I'm always ready. I was born it.
Okay. Research by the British Business Bank consistently identifies poor planning as one. Sorry. Do you want to know what happened to me there?
Well, you had a flashback. Did you? What bit of PTSD struck in?
I'm going to start again. So, British Business Facts of the Week. Research by the British Business Bank consistently identifies poor planning as one of the top 3 reasons UK small businesses fail within their first year. Not lack of demand, not the economy, not even cash flow, a failure to prepare.
What for?
Why does this matter? So, my conversation with Claude prior to today's podcast, I kind of spat it out. I spoke to Claude and I just kind of said, like, listen, I want to touch on failing to prepare, or the quote is, failing to prepare is preparing to fail. It's, I don't know who it was, but it's Benjamin Franklin. Did you know?
That's a classic. Yeah, that's a. I didn't know. No, I don't think I did.
I know the quotes, but I don't know the names of it. I don't even know who Benjamin was. It's probably
Benjamin Franklin.
Who was he?
He's the man on all the banknotes in America. He was one of the founding fathers, wasn't he?
Well, mate, we're not American.
On.
This is British business.
I'm sure he's president of the US.
This is British business. Why have we got this fraud?
Come on.
What's going on?
In and around independence. Well, yeah, definitely. I'm sure he must be one of the founding fathers. Don't quote me on it though.
So anyway, it's become, that kind of quote has become gospel in British sport and business alike. But most founders hear it and nod along without actually applying it. And then it's full on ripped me, and it said Matt ran the Manchester Marathon at the weekend. It didn't go the way he wanted, not because he can't run, but because the preparation wasn't right. So
no, that's a fair assessment, isn't it? But you did it.
I got it done.
You got out there and you got it done. You found yourself in the pain cave, and you got yourself in the pain cave and out of the pain cave, and you completed it. There's a lot to be said for that, and you can relate that back to business if you want to.
But the key analogy that I wanted to kind of draw here is that actually in business, as in life, as in sport, as in exercise, as in hobbies, if you fail to prepare, you are preparing to fail. Because I think it's really important to think about it like that, especially with the kind of the fact around like new small businesses failing in their first year. You do have to have a plan, in my opinion, in business and in life. I've just had a call this afternoon with someone, and we've been talking about planning and long-term vision, 10-year plan and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, I need a version. I don't know what version of the plan I'm on after 12 years now, but I need to update my plan, my battle plan, because I've got goals, but I need a new plan, I think.
Yeah, I haven't got neither.
Yeah, well, it's a little bit like, right, what's the goal? What is the vision of the business in 1 year and then 10 years? And Sinclair goes on about that, Mr. James Sinclair. But I think it's a really, he asked me, and I was like, well, I want us to be that £50 million business, that a group of online retailers. That's my goal. I think it's doable easily. So,
but does that like you're talking about like going in with when we say going with a plan?
Well, that's a vision actually. So
right.
You've got to pick the vision out, and then you build the plan off the vision. That's my view.
I was going to say, because that does kind of does work against that whole entrepreneurial grit. Let's get it done. Let's just go for it. Let's just do all of that. But I think
quite often, that's the execution. So the grittiness that you're talking about, that kind of like, you have a vision, you come up with a bit of a plan, and then the work is the gritty period.
Surely everyone has a plan, don't they, if they're going to start something?
What's your plan, Charlie, for this year?
Sell more stuff.
Sell more stuff. Yeah.
It can't get any simpler than that, can it?
How are you going to execute that?
Sell more stuff.
Okay. Well, the analogy in the British Business Facts of the Week, connecting it to the marathon at the weekend. For people listening, I've been flirting with running a little bit this last year. Started off by me and Charlie having a bit of a one-to-one kind of competition, both not overly active individuals, I would say, this time last year.
No, I was always very active. I gymmed a lot before all the kids arrived, and then
it's just ruined. Yeah, same.
It's ruined the routine. I used to be a train like 4 times a week. 6 a.m. starts, walk straight round to the office afterwards. Yeah, I was doing some decent stuff. I was doing Olympic weightlifting, so I could do that. I was pretty handy at it. I could do a bit. Fairly decent squat and decent deadlift and all that jazz, but running was never really my thing, because I used to play a lot of football, a lot of sport. Still play cricket in the summer, but don't play a lot of football anymore. But I hurt my knee when I was like probably 18, 19. And ended up having 2 operations on it. And then I was working in retail and working every weekend, so it never really happened. I just kind of focused on work. So I kind of fell out of that whole training a few times a week when I was playing, and then, going for runs when I try and keep myself fit. But I'd fell out of that, and then getting back into running after a long time out is quite a difficult one. The legs take a bit of a killing. And my knee doesn't really assist me with that too much. But yeah, I thought we could get it done, couldn't we?
Yeah, we did well last year. I mean, you spurred me on, and I got into running a little bit.
Yeah, your ADHD brain and your addictive personality took over, didn't it? And next thing you know, you're running here, there, and everywhere. You're like Forrest Gump, weren't you?
I realised I quite enjoyed it, actually. It was a bit of and it was also finding something you're not very good at, and kind of going, this isn't. I mean, I'm a slow runner. Like, my times are not impressive, but it's just impressive that I'm doing it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
For me anyway. But my point is, went to do the Manchester Marathon. I had the arrogance going into that marathon, or ignorance, perhaps. I said this to Pete.
I reckon it might be a touch of the two, maybe.
I sent Pete from Happy Stride a voice note the other day, and I was kind of like arrogance or ignorance. I'm not sure which. I mean, that guy's run 70-something marathons.
That's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
That is nuts.
That is mad. But
do you know what? I don't know where that would put him in the world, because if you can run a marathon, you end up being in like the top 0.1% or something of all humans on Earth.
Yeah, it's a very impressive little statistic, that. But he's got a running brand as a business.
Yeah, but there can't be many people like that. That's incredible. Anyway,
it's
back
amazing.
Back to you, Matthew.
Amazing achievement that, to run 70-odd marathons. And he's still probably going to get a few more done in his life, I suspect, because he's not a particularly old chap. But I was kind of saying to him that, yeah, oh boy, the ignorance, the arrogance. I thought, I've run 2 marathons now. I can do that. I'll do a bit of training. Oh boy, marathons are not to be. Well, what's the phrase? If you F about, you find out, don't you?
Yeah.
And I found out big time. It was a bit of a. I got a PB in the first half. Let's just say that, and that was not what you want to do on a marathon. So I got my half marathon PB, and then it went to SHIT. But the analogy is related to business, and that's the point. Is I think you can go into things thinking that it's going to go smoothly, and I've done this before. It's going to be good. I don't need a plan. I'll just work it out. I'll wing it. We've done this loads of times. You need a plan, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I piss about a bit and joke about it, but I've definitely got a plan. It might only live in my head. It might not live on a board or on a piece of paper, but I've definitely got a plan.
I think based on my conversation today, I need to make I've got really very clear defined goals. I'm big on goal setting, but I need a more robust plan, because the goals are kind of connected to the plan, and the vision. But yeah, I need to add a bit more substance, I think, to what I'm doing and how I'm approaching things. So what's bothering you at the moment? Anything?
Just a caveat that, as a lot of people, I think that might kind of. I'm worried it might limit you.
Why?
Because I think it might. That's what I think about goals.
Well, I
was saying, reach for the what is it? Reach for the stars, and you might aim for the stars, and you might reach the sky.
Yeah, I kind of get what you say.
Do you know what I mean? I'm just playing devil's advocate here. I think, and I'm probably wrong with this one. Don't get me. Don't. I'm not saying I'm entirely right, but as I sit here now and listen to you say that, don't get me wrong. There's a plan. We are executing that plan. In terms of our structure, in terms of our general day-to-day, we are executing the plan that we think will bring us efficiencies so that we can then go and do the things we want to do. But in terms of that whole goal setting, I know we've joked about that a lot, but I think sometimes writing down those things, it's like, oh yeah, I got to that. Oh yeah, I got to that. Oh, brilliant. But I've never done that sort of thing, so I don't know whether that does work that way. But I don't know. I just grew up hearing people say that. You know, aim for, like my dad used to say it, and to be fair, he probably didn't do it himself. But he always used to say to me, you know, reach for the stars, aim for the stars, and you might reach the sky.
But surely that means, Charlie. Surely that means having some big goals.
Yeah, but where are the stars, Matt?
A while.
How far away are the stars?
They're a long way away, mate.
They're a fucking long way away. They're unreachable. Let's be honest with you. We ain't going to them stars, brother. But we might get to the sky if we reach for those stars.
We're gonna fall out, mate. We're going to fall.
You ain't getting to the stars. They're millions and millions of miles away. No one's going to. We've just gone the furthest we've ever gone, and we've only gone around the bloody moon.
No, but right, let's just break. Technically, you're correct. Okay. Right,
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. I'm not. I know what you mean.
But my view on this is like, yeah, your goals, they need to be big.
Yeah, they do need to be big.
Right,
they do need to be big. That's what I'm saying. Aim for the stars. That's your goals.
Yeah.
You might reach the sky. Yeah, okay.
You need to have goals, because otherwise what are you aiming at?
Just excitement and growth.
So what you're chasing is just dopamine.
Do you know what? You probably are right. That is probably a very good assessment of it. Correct.
Yeah. So, but to add some kind of order to the chaoticness of chasing the dopamine, I think there does need to be some goals. So an example would be me filming this podcast last year. Was it great? No. Was it a bit all over the place at times in terms of the structure, how me and Tom were doing it? It was good, but we got the numbers done, and it was still here to exist when we did that pivot and got you on board. And Tom obviously took a step back. Like, I think you have to have, and if I hadn't have had that goal to do, was it 50 episodes or 40? I can't remember last year. Would it have carried
50.
on? I don't, 50,
Yeah, no, maybe not. But that being said, you educated yourself well enough to know that actually you do have to press on. So you've done your preparation, you've done your planning, and you knew that if it ever is going to be a success, the only option is longevity and consistency, right? So you've done your planning there, haven't you? You've done your planning, you've done your research.
Yeah, that's
you've
true.
just gone in there and you've gone there and executed it. But I know what you're saying. I'm just not really one for writing things down, am I? I'm like,
yeah, and if I'm totally honest about that, and I know we're kind of segueing off here, but let's just finish the point. Like when I go back to those earlier years where I was doing, I don't know, lower revenue numbers, and the business was smaller, I'd probably be a bit more leaning towards yours. It was a bit more chaotic. I probably was just focusing on the here and now. But I would say there was always still a vision of it. I wanted it to be bigger. I wanted it to be better. We needed that brand. We wanted to be, I don't know, the number one country clothing retailer in the UK. And like once you kind of, we're not there yet. I mean, there's still, you could argue in a certain angle, maybe we're not 100% number one, but we are with a lot of the brands. There's not many that we're not. And now it moves on to, right, well, what's bigger than that? Well,
no, I get that. I get that.
To be a multi-store, a bigger picture kind of thing, which is what we're working on now.
Well, I've made a plan and I started to execute one, and it coincides nicely with our chat on Claude.
So go on, tell me what's been going on with Claude in your business this last week or two.
I can't remember what I said. What were we talking about last time? We were talking about like capabilities and what we've been looking at, and I said to you I was looking at some software stuff. Well, in true Charlie Smith fashion, I did get a bit waylaid. So I've got 3 projects on the go at the moment, which I all think. Go on.
I'm setting you up on this episode as well. I'm going to call you out.
You're calling me out?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, no, I just think this is a good educational point for yourself, me, and everyone listening. But carry on.
Oh, fucking! Now I don't know what to say because I've not set myself up in the trap. You bastard. Go on. So we started off. We're looking at designing our own back office system. We always said it wasn't very clean front to back. We know that's got to be something that we resolve. Blah 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 blah. And then we've been having a few meetings.
So let's just expand on that slightly so people understand. So that's systems and processes, order management,
correct,
email automation.
Yeah.
So like the point of which the customer places the order to they receive the goods, kind of updating statuses along the way. Is that correct?
Yeah, because I like a lot of these things when you're looking at tech stacks and that is that none of them actually do all of the things you kind of want them to do. And obviously we've spoken in the past about people talking about, oh, it's really easy to design your own stuff now. You can build stuff with AI. You don't have to be a coder, etc., etc. And that is true. I can categorically tell you that is true. So with a series of prompts and a little bit of foresight and kind of some understanding of how something works and how you want it to work, you can communicate with Claude via co-work to produce things which are pretty fucking amazing.
How has your mind changed on that? Because when we spoke probably 2 months ago when I was in the Netherlands, I was staying at Jackie's place and we had that first episode about Claude. You were still very skeptical. Your mind has changed a lot.
Yeah, because I submersed myself in it and had a go at it. And you know what? I keep thinking now it's so sad. But you know when you're watching the program about Facebook, you know the film about Facebook, you know you got all like the coders, you know all the coders are all in there, you know, and they're all like this, and they all just head down and they're doing the little competitions and they just get stuck. Oh my God, I can see why, because I've been so addicted to this. So addicted because of like how it works, what you can go in and change, how quickly it can be done, how easily they understand what you're trying to communicate. And then if they don't, you can then reiterate a different way and they'll understand those things, how you can help it learn, you can save it to the memory. You can then come up with this random idea. Literally, I could be like 3/4 of a way through the project in terms of the steps we're going through the build and checking them all out as they're being produced. And I could chuck in some little curveball because I've realized that something from step 1 or 2 was like not quite right. Chuck that in, bang, filters all the way through, sorts it all out, changes everything, tests it all, and jobs are good at. So that was really exciting. And then I kind of been having a few conversations with a few and I don't know if it's going to work, but I thought, do you know what? Fuck it, I'm going to try. So we've been having a few conversations with a lot of safety footwear providers. So we find it difficult in our industry, or in our business, sorry, within this industry, we've grown quite quickly selling clothing and workwear and uniform and whatnot, and we find it, I wouldn't say easy, but we are able to obtain and keep customers and obtain new ones on a fairly regular basis, which is really nice and really positive. But what we have struggled to do is try and sell some of the additional range that some of these suppliers offer us, and one of those is boots. Now, the problem you got with something like boots is that people want to try the boots on, and each boot fits differently, and there's lots of different styles, and there's lots of different color variations. Yes, that is the case with a t-shirt, but if you're going for a t-shirt and you like the style of the t-shirt, it doesn't matter whether you're having black, blue, green, white, etc., etc., etc. So I was thinking, like, how are we going to sell some more boots? So I decided that I was going to set up a website to sell some more boots. I want to try, and I'm leaning on you here for some on as inspiration, really, because I thought, well, it's something that we want to be able to try and do for Workwear Innovation. Eventually, when we feel like the time's right for the operation, it's something we want to like build and get ready now. But we're always in that position where we don't have a lot of money, where we can just throw something at this and have it done for us. So it's kind of come out of a need where we understand the opportunity and we understand the need to do something different and go and compete at that sort of level. But we're kind of restricted in a sense of our overall funds. So we had to have a go. So yeah, I've started building a D2C safety footwear company as a website, complete with a front end and a back end solution. And then in those conversations, I've been talking about. We're not really ready to go live yet or anything. So someone's probably going to pip me to the post. But I was able to build a front end system and a back end system, which I think would work based on all the things that I've learned talking to people that run their own direct to consumer websites.
What's the name of the?
No, I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you, brother. I'm not telling you. I'm keeping that one locked up here yet.
I'm definitely not logging into GoDaddy right now. I think that is the beauty of Claude, is that it removes barriers and it removes friction points for small businesses, micro businesses to be able
removes barriers is a complete and utter understatement.
Yeah, well,
it is. It's nutty.
Yeah, it's crazy. It is crazy. But think about my point with this is the mindset change of you as a business leader within your little sector and space of kind of like being a little bit dismissive of some of the things I was talking about with ChatGPT and then Claude. And then you did open your mind up to it. So anyone listening, just have a fucking play with it, because it's obscene some of the shit you can do with it now. I
was like that, and I don't know why. I think that was because I didn't. I think that's because of my. That's my ignorance. So my ignorance was an LLM is ChatGPT.
Yeah, and
we talk to it. And that was my whole understanding of this whole thing. It was only in the conversation we started talking about Claude, and we started talking about other things and other things that are available, and how how chat's different to co-work's different to code, etc., etc. It's only when I clicked in and saw that and we spoke about it that I was like, right, let's try something. And I was like, how?
I think a key thing for people listening to really think about is AI kind of interlinked with something I would call as automation. So I said this to someone earlier today, like the whole AI buzz is like almost like the story of Troy, the Trojan horse going into Troy and it having soldiers on the inside. Well, I think AI is like a Trojan horse for automation, if that makes sense. And actually a lot of operational gains and kind of efficiency improvements are going to come in the form of automation and not necessarily what I would describe as true AI. I think the other thing I would add is that you've got LLMs, so large language models, and then you've got agentic AI. And what you're talking about there is you presumed that AI was just LLM, but actually you've realized that, well, actually there's this agentic AI, which you can actually ask it to do things for you. And it's very competent.
Very competent, and getting more
and
and more competent all the time.
And probably a year ago, I started having, I can't remember what it was called now, but it was ChatGPT's, I can't even remember what they call it. That's how removed I am from ChatGPT now. I'm going to have to check. But it had a mode, agent mode. That's what it was called. I've just logged in. So ChatGPT's agent mode is very similar to Claude's co-work. Have you used Claude's browser mode where it can use your browser?
That's nuts. I use it. That happens every day.
It's wild, isn't it?
Yeah, saving things and opening things in Drive, running websites for me, analysing websites, analysing all sorts of shit. Can tell you anything.
It's wild.
It is wild. It is wild.
Yeah.
Also, him jumping on my PC and going into me C drive and saving
Finding
things and
those images.
None of those images, no. But yeah, you just it's crazy, and the fact that you can then recall stuff and ask like, where is this thing? What have we done? Where are we at? Can you just run me through this? Where do we get to? And it can analyze it in seconds. But I guess my advice would be, like, from my experience, is that if people are thinking like, where do I start? What do I do? It's like, right, okay, sit down, think about your pinch points. What are those pinch points, and what things take you an awful lot of time? And then start asking questions. Because the reality is that if you know your business well enough, you know where things are not working so well. You should know where things are not working well, shouldn't you?
I think a SWOT analysis of your business is actually a really good starting point.
It's a great starting point for this on knowing where to use it.
And I suspect you're kind of talking about maybe doing some of that. You maybe didn't do it in that full depth, but I think a proper SWOT analysis of, say, your operation, or a SWOT analysis of the finances of your business, or the business as a whole, that's a good starting point. And you can use Claude or ChatGPT to help you with that. And I would encourage people, even though we've kind of made that switch on this podcast, but me personally, I'm professional, I'm using Claude now more than ChatGPT. Go back to ChatGPT and see what it's like, because they're competing against each other.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. But I've got my set things that I want to work on, and Tom's got his. So at the moment, there's two of us, both fully involved, fully looking into and using Claude to try and iron out some of those pinch points and take away some of that pain that we face on a day-to-day as business owners.
Couple of questions. Yeah. Is Tom using it proactively as well, you would say, or is it just yourself?
No, two of us.
That's powerful.
And I can see that as well. And I also can see the level of excitement in his eyes as well as my own.
Yeah. So when shall I send you that invoice for the whole?
You can send it to me whenever, mate. Check a bounce, but but yeah, like what? So what else? What else? I've got 3 on the go at the moment.
Well, let's not
let's not go into all of it.
That was quite good. I think that was quite good, that little chat about.
But to go back to whether that will work, I'm not sure. I don't know enough about the world of Shopify. I don't know the world enough about online sales. I don't understand that as well as the likes of yourself. Yeah. And when I told you the other day, you weren't like going, "Oh, that's fucking great, mate. Well done." So I was a little bit like, "Oh, okay," but I don't think there's anything I cannot learn about or solve by not going into this.
I think it's a good idea. The only thing in my head I'm thinking with that is whether or not, and I'm thinking about something that's actually more deliverable in the short term. So you said that you don't sell enough footwear to your clients and customers. Yeah. Maybe you should be using Claude to help develop a footwear catalog library where you can direct them to. So say you're doing the decorate, because you can't really decorate footwear, but you can kind of go, right, we've got this range and then they need the footwear to go with it, direct them to, and then you have the shop window ready to go. I think that'll be how you probably leverage it more in the short term, because scaling e-com is, and I don't want to put, I think it's maybe doable. My view, when people ask me, like James Sinclair put me in touch with someone couple of months ago, and he had I don't want to say too much because people might be able to work out who it is, but basically that business, really strong business, but it would have been a complete and utter pivot from where he is in retail. So I can say kind of physical retail and pivot into online. It's not a. The problem is Claude can help you to a certain degree, but it can't replace that business expertise and knowledge, which takes time and it's experience. It takes time to develop. and you have to make the mistakes yourself to kind of understand it, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I'm not putting my eggs in this basket. My eggs is not in this basket. I see this one as a very good learning experience, as an area which doesn't need to butcher our current model. It doesn't need to butcher anything else, and it doesn't overstep the mark. It fits nicely in. We're talking about same suppliers, same relationships, same accounts.
Yeah.
And the reality is, Tom was talking to me yesterday, and we chatted. I was showing him kind of like where I got to. I've been sitting at home in the evenings and just powering away with a few prompts, and hey presto, this is what we've come up with. So I was showing him what we managed to do, and he's like, how much do you think? We were talking about, but trying to like rattle our brains. If we asked someone to produce this for us, not knowing where to start or what questions to ask or what we were looking to achieve, how much would that cost us? And we were throwing out some figures, and I think we would probably end up being a million miles off the mark about where we were in terms of the setup of just the physical site itself before we started worrying about an order processing system, etc. And then we said, okay, so if we wanted to do this and we had to hold stock or we had to do any of this, how much do you think it would cost? And we were like, you would just say no to it. You wouldn't even start.
That's the point.
You wouldn't even start. And if nothing else, it's a learning experience about that whole world that I've been too ignorant to try and learn about because...
Well, it's like for someone, I don't know, like me to pivot and do embroidery. It's a whole different game, and you've got I could learn and I could flirt with it and I could do bits and pieces. Or shall I just stay in my lane and stick? And I had this conversation with James Sinclair because I had that since we last filmed an episode. I've had a one-to-one with James, or we spoke about that.
Yeah, we spoke about that last week.
But one of the big things is kind of like, actually, Matt, really focusing on what you really need to, because there's so much opportunity there to grow and scale, and you're an expert in your field. And I was like, yeah, that's a good point, because this is my argument. So flip over to me with Claude at the moment. And I've taken a little bit of a step back in a way from Claude, following on from James, that meeting with James last week. And I've kind of thought, okay, there are systems I can improve. There's things that I can spearhead. But actually right now, there's some for me personally in the business, and actually what I'm doing right now, I think sometimes is with Claude and the AI stuff is actually having the discipline to know when not to flirt with it too much.
Yeah, agreed.
Because you can end up going down a not very productive kind of spiral where you end up getting to the end of it. You've wasted quite a lot of time and you've not actually been productive in the day to day.
Yeah.
So what we've just spoken about, let me just finish, is a very really productive energy and like it's good to explore, and actually you should do it, but it should be like, in terms of percentage of time, it should be a small overall investment. And I've done a little bit maybe of what you've done there. I mean, I'm in a fortunate position because I've got a guy in my business that's just working full time on this type of stuff. So for context, his name's Daniel. He's good. But yeah, I've taken a step back a little bit from it and gone, right, what do I know really works in my business right now? And actually, there isn't an immediate need for me to utilize Claude for that. So I won't say what it is, and I'll tell you afterwards. But there's something exciting that's going to be.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. So I was trying to stop myself from doing it. It's not part of my day to day. That's not part of my day to day. That's been a couple of evenings a week. I'm talking very minimal hours in the grand scheme of things. You pick it up, pick it up when I want, put it down when I want. It's been over the course of 2 weeks, and I kind of treated that as like a little bit of a learning curve. Like I say, if 12 months ago, Charlie Smith would have got a bit too excited about this, and he'd have been forgotten about what his actual business is. But I'm very much in the camp that you've been discussing just then, and saying that actually, I think instead of focusing too much on the new and shiny, we kind of stick to what works and what we know works, and trying to make that business super, super good.
Exactly.
Yeah, that is the thing. But I've used that as just a learning curve to think, okay, what I could do is I could just completely and utterly butcher the whole process of workwear innovation. I could take us straight over onto a new purpose-built back office system that I've done. I could change all of it with the way in which we produce, the way in which we purchase, the way in which we do all this sort of stuff, manage all our customer relationships. I could do all of that just now. I could build a website. I could trade for a website. I could change workwear innovation and completely butcher it. I kind of decided, right, let's have a little side hustle just to learn about it. If it doesn't work, cost me a domain, innit? At the end of the day, and a month's worth of the subscription.
I think research and development, which is what you're actually talking about there, you're investing some time and resources in understanding things that I think it accelerates the learning process, in my opinion. As long as you actually read the prompts and the conversations and understand what it's doing and why, you can learn a lot. But
that I think takes some keeping up with, mine, Matt.
What do you mean?
Look, you keeping up with the prompts and what he comes back at? Jesus friggin' H Christ.
Well, that's what I mean. For me, my brain, if I do too much of it, I just lose fucking touch with reality. It's
scary. It is scary.
Be a bit of a
it's
so
scary.
I think you can only do so much a week of it. That's why. So I've taken a step back from it, and I've gone, right, I'm gonna have a couple of weeks of back to basics in the business. And me and James Green had a really good chat about a little thing. I'm not going to say what until we're kind of a bit further along with it, but it could be an immediate revenue gen of maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 million quid turnover by the end of the year.
No way.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell me these things?
Well, you never.
Literally, you phone me up and talk utter shite, and then there's things that you haven't even told me.
Yeah, this is like pretty big, and we've had a all hands call today with like 6 of the team on it, and it's like this is pretty exciting. So
that gets you out of your little hellhole from the weekend, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. Yeah, it does, yeah. But what I'm saying is, for me to realise that, I had to have a conversation with another business owner, which leads back to last week's episode.
Yeah.
I had to go off and explore it and have a bit of a chat, look at the numbers. But none of that was AI related.
No.
So sometimes this is why the check-in with Claude is important, because I think sometimes people get all absorbed by it. And I think in a couple of weeks' time, I'll be back all in. And I am, like with my life, I am very much integrated. And I mean, I had a chat with Daniel this week about some of the stuff he's been working on, and the percentage of AI use in a particular area of my business at the moment is very high. It's solving a lot of issues. So it can really be, it can be significantly leveraged, in my opinion.
Yeah, I've had 2 days. I've had 2 days of not touching it. Well, actually, no, 2 days. Yeah, at least 2 days. The last 2 days, I've been out and met a new customer yesterday. Had a great meeting.
I like that. I mean,
did the same thing today.
And actually, for you and for me, we do need to remember we need to focus on what we're really good at.
Yeah. What works?
So,
it works. It's just it's repeatable. Like we need to like not think we're ever done. But the process of which that we're on to accumulate new customers and to grow is obviously working. Is it working at the rate we need it to? I don't know. Yeah. Is it working at the rate I want to? Probably not. But it does work. And let's not get too sidetracked here by the new things, the new and the shiny. Doesn't have to be a new business idea every single 5 minutes. It just can be what you're doing can just be kind of turn up a notch. You can refocus in, you can keep doing what works, and you can make it really, really great. But you can also use AI to learn a little bit more about what else you can do. When you learn what else you can do, maybe you can apply it to some of the things that you're doing in your business.
I agree. I do agree. It's like the India project for me, and having the company over there and stuff. It's been a super important thing for the business to get that set up and get everything squared away with that. But has it been a distraction from the real work for me a little bit? I'd say probably not on balance, but sometimes you can end up, absorbing your brain a little bit too much into one thing.
Yeah, we just get drawn to one thing to the other. I was talking about a rep this afternoon. It's saying like, a new email comes in and you get really excited about it, but your list is as long as your arm of the things you're supposed to be doing. So why do we not keep working through in a nice methodical order? I don't know, but I certainly find it difficult to work like that. So I know what you're saying. It is hard to keep yourself.
I have
blinkered.
This conversation. So I have two diaries. Have I ever told you this?
Nah. I struggle to get in one of your diaries, to be honest with you.
Bless you. We've got a call tomorrow, though, haven't we? That's going to be
we have. That's in the diary as well, actually.
Top secret. We're not telling anyone what that's about.
No.
That's in the diary, booked in. Oh, it's exciting.
So exciting.
Some projects that's going to happen. But yeah, so I've got 2 diaries. Well, actually, I've got 3, but the 2 main ones for work.
Fucking course you have. Why?
Well,
I don't even look. I cannot even focus in on one. You got 3.
Well, for me, it's about getting things out of my head. That's the problem. So if I have something that's in the business in the day-to-day, I have my day-to-day diary, which I write like, do this or do X or do Y. But then if we're talking about these bigger things, I have a separate diary, which is like my flirtatious ideas, my entrepreneurial, like, I'd like to do that. I'll draw in it and do like that. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like bigger picture, longer term stuff.
So you can segregate some of the tasks, basically.
Because it's kind of some of the things that come into my head are not really deliverable in the short term. And I think Matthew of 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago probably would have gone and spent a lot of time.
Important non-urgent tasks.
Yeah, in a way. Yeah, maybe not even within that quadrant, to be honest with you. Maybe like just kind of like
non-urgent, but you like the idea of it.
Well, yeah, they're not important to the current business, so
yeah.
But really great entrepreneurial ideas. And like the Indian thing is one of them that's kind of now come into the fray, but there's lots of others that I've written down over the years. And I've got this book. Maybe I'll show you at some point. I mean, it's pretty crazy. I might get sectioned if someone looks at it. I think it's good. It's good when an entrepreneurial idea enters your head, write it down, put it in the drawer.
Yeah, it's very easy to forget the things that you think about.
Yeah, write down the idea, write down the business idea that you come up with, put it in the drawer, and focus on the day-to-day. Focus on what is paying the bills in the short term. Get that firing on all cylinders. That's my opinion. Maybe some people will be like, no, you need to spin that plate as well. You need to do this, you need to do that. But,
oh, fuck that. Oh.
Yeah.
There's only so much spinning you can do. You spin enough plates within one business, don't you, at the end of the day?
Yeah, when you think... I mean, I've had a conversation today where it's like, I'm probably doing way too much. How sustainable is it for me to do?
It's interesting as well. You went through a period where you felt like you were doing too little.
Yeah.
You did.
Did I? I don't remember that.
Well, nearly this time last year where you felt like you weren't doing as much as you should be doing. I remember that conversation.
But I think it
coincided with your summer holiday and stuff at that sort of time of year.
Yeah, I think I'd lost my way in terms of...
Yeah.
I'd lost my entrepreneurial buzz.
It's very easy to go one way and the other. Trying to stay in the middle is quite hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's why you're up and you're down. It's like a roller coaster, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
It's a good roller coaster.
That's true. But yeah, with Claude, just to rein it back to the main source of the conversation, I think there is a tremendous amount of stuff that we've still got to leverage and unearth in terms of opportunities and problems that it will help solve within our business. 100%. There's a ton of stuff, but it's finding the right moments to do that when you've got other things that you need to focus on within the business, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Anyway, is there anything else you want to churn around? I've got a couple more points. Is there anything you want to add there, Charles?
No, move. Keep moving.
Just keep moving.
Keep on moving.
Keep on moving.
Yeah.
Well, have you just going back to running for a minute?
Oh, fuck's sake!
Are you retired? I just want to check in because we've got this little thing going on between me, you, and Jacob at the moment.
No, I'll be back, baby. Don't worry about me.
Well, you've been saying that for a while because I remember 6 months ago you entered that.
Dude, what are you setting me up here for? Is this your setup?
It is the setup, yeah.
You're not having it.
Yeah. Manchester Marathon next year.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll be ready for next year.
Are you
Yeah, I'll start now. I'll be all right. Yeah, we'll do that if you want. Do you want to do that, do you?
Yeah, do it with. That's why I'm saying it.
Yeah, I'll do it with you.
That's my little hook.
Yeah, I can walk the Manchester Marathon with you.
Oh, fuck you.
Yeah, I can do that with you. Yeah, stick it in the diary then. Which diary does that go in? 1, 2, or 3?
That's going in your fucking diary, mate. Because I mean, I'm pretty sure you've entered marathons and not done them in the last.
Yeah, I done one a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, I done one a couple of weeks ago. The race bib still sat in an envelope on my sideboard.
Well, technically, you could probably just frame that and say you lost the medal. Or you could say you went for one of those green entries where you don't get a medal. Interestingly,
I got this little tab come through the post, right? And it was addressed to me. I can't remember the company name. It was like IFSB or something. They basically do chips, like engraved chips that come part of you, and they send it in an envelope with a barcode on. But it goes on your medal. So it's like a little plastic clip and then a little metal engraved with my name and the time underneath. Now, I don't know what I ran, but apparently I ran something in 50 minutes and 35 seconds. And I got no idea what it was for, because I didn't run the 10K in January in that time. I was slower than that. And I didn't participate in the Brighton Marathon that I entered for, so God knows what that time was for, but I was pretty chuffed with it.
Yeah? What'd you do, stick it on the wall? Or
No, mate, I've just thrown it in the bin.
Oh, well.
What else do you want to ask me then? Anything else?
Well, we've got Claude's question of the week, but is there anything else you want to churn on about?
No,
What's
I
annoying?
don't. Nothing annoying me. Oh, loads of things annoying.
You seem very well balanced today. Actually.
Do I?
Yeah,
Thank you.
I don't know. Sometimes you're a bit flat. Your energy's good.
Yeah, I'm not too bad. I feel all right today. I feel good.
Like
But I don't think I have much to rant about at the moment, to be honest with you. I did have something the other day, and I can't remember what it is. Maybe it'll come to me another time. Maybe when we kick off the next episode, I will be like, "Wow, that really riled me."
And you're walking okay at the moment.
I tell you what does piss me off. This is one, right? Because actually, it's just clicked in my head. You know, we're talking about like little side hustle, new business.
Yeah.
I thought I'll log in and have a look, see about setting up a new limited company myself.
Right.
So that used to cost something like £21 or something, or £20 to do that.
Yeah.
It's over 100. It's 100 now. So 5-fold increase, but that's not the worst thing, right? So you get to the point where it says you want to you go through all the stages on Gov website, and you want to find yourself like where to log in to do it, and it says.
So you were going to create a company for this boot company? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, basically, yeah. Yeah. And
okay, Mr. Research and Development, go on.
Fuck off! It is. If you got to protect it. You got to protect it. If it works, you'd say to me, "You're an absolute idiot, mate, because you didn't do that in the first place." Am I right?
Yeah. When I buy the domain, when you've accidentally slip it in, go on, carry on.
You're not going to buy my domain. You can't buy my domain anyway.
Why have you bought it?
Yeah, I bought it. Yeah. Mother's life, mate. Mother's life. I've bought it. It's done.
Good lad.
Thank you. Good lad. That'd have been so fucking funny if you'd have done that on the episode, wouldn't it?
What do you mean?
If I'd have let it slip and I hadn't done it, and you'd have just gone on and then just screen shared that to say you just purchased a domain name, that would have been hilarious. But luckily for me and for everybody else, I'm not that stupid. Anyway, back to the point. Went to the website, went to log in. You do your name checker. You check the name, make sure there's no clashes, and they say that's absolutely fine. Do you want to register a new company? Register a new company. Click. It says log in.
Government Gateway. Yeah,
Gov Gateway. But even before you get to that, there's a few checkboxes. So it says, "Are you registered in a limited company? Do you have significant control of a company before?" Yes. Then you go through about 3 or 4 pages, and then it goes, "You can't use this service." It just goes, and there ain't no like redirect for it to know where to go to do it. And then it basically asks you if you've got have you got this OneGov login? I mean, yeah, I've got both at some point. Do you know what I mean? I've got the whole one because I've got my little generic weird little code you've given me to be a human being in this world of small businesses. But I've also got every bloody government gateway number under the sun to log into this, that, and the other to check things, do things, submit things, confirm things. And then basically just kicked me out and said, "Oh, you can't use this service." End of. That's it.
I'm having a nightmare with government gateways at the moment. We've got 3 for one of our limited companies.
Oh, it's wank.
Tried to get into it today. My mum has set up, because my mum did some of the bookkeeping stuff. So she set up one, and it's connected to her mobile number. So I have to ring my mother whenever I'm trying to log into it. And we need the postponed VAT statement for the VAT quarters from it. And then it's a mess. And you can't change the details without sending a letter.
I know. What's that about? You forget your bloody reference number or whatever. Got to wait for a letter.
I don't do any of this stuff. I just get the accountants to do it now. Like all that about setting up.
That was my feeling. Do you know what I thought? And I don't have it to throw around, but I was thinking, fuck this. I'm just gonna get someone to do it.
That's exactly what I do.
They may charge me $250, I suppose. And do you know what? I don't think I care.
All of our companies, we're set up by our accountants. Just can't be arsed with it, basically.
Oh, it's a disaster class.
Jacob Lockwood's just chucked in the group that he's 20k ahead.
He's got a bad ankle as well, and you said you're going to beat him.
How's he gone from being 20 behind to 20 ahead? What is that about?
Well, he got in the car with Ruth yesterday, didn't he? And went to work with her and said, "I'll run back." She lives 16 miles away. Who does that?
He's going to be
Like, morning, love. How are you? She's like, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm just going to work." All right, nice one. I'll jump in with you and I'll run back.
Well, here's a question for you, Charlie. You know me well, and you know Jacob Lockwood well. Who's going to finish top dog at the end of the month for that?
Do you know what? I think it'll probably be you.
You really?
Yeah, because you're so I don't even know what is the right quote. You're so sadistic sometimes. You'll end your day at a time which will allow you to do it before the midnight deadline. You'll calculate everything you need and the pace you need to go in order to do it. And even if your leg's falling off, you'll just keep moving. That's what you'll do in order to do it, in order to beat him. That's just the type of person you are. Because you've done that to me once. You've done that to me once on, I think it was either month 2 or month 3. You've done it to me. And well, I hurt myself doing it as well. And that was when it all went downhill for me. Because you pushed me to where you just went out there out of spite and you carried on running for like an extra 15, 20k you did in the pitch black.
Do you remember when
in the middle of winter? It was like, I think it was like late February.
Do you remember when I rang you? Because what I did was I didn't save it on the watch.
Yeah, until like stupid o'clock.
But no, I FaceTimed. No, I didn't do that. I FaceTimed you at like 9 p.m. pitch black.
And I was on a treadmill.
You were on the treadmill. You'd run like 5k, and I was like, "I've just finished a run," and you were like, "Oh well, I'm just getting started, mate." And then I said, "Right, go to my Strava," and then I pressed.
Yeah, and
save,
then it uploaded.
And then you were like, "That's."
I kept going. And I thought, this hurts too much. I'm not doing it anymore. And yeah, that was it. I was just annoyed by it. But that you'll beat him. You'll beat him, mate.
You reckon I've got Lockwood?
I reckon you got him in the tank.
He's got a lot of energy.
He is nutty though, by the way. I know we've said it before, but bloke's mad, man.
Did you see his reel when he was stood in one of the stations in London and he turned to the state? Absolute legend.
I messaged him straight away. I said that's brought me to tears because it's so funny. So if anyone's seen it, nobody's seen it and they're listening along. Jacob's in. I don't even know what station it is, but he stood at the top of the steps at a train station in London, and he literally goes, "Excuse me." I hope you have a bloody good day.
And then he does his God Save the King.
Yeah, God bless, God Save the King.
Yeah,
he's so amazing. Fantastic. Yeah, he's great. And he was on a bridge. He went. I don't know where he was the other day, but he was stood on a footbridge overlooking a Coke restaurant, and he said, "Oh, these are the people I've just shouted at down here." Oh yeah, but he's great. Anyway.
But you reckon even though he's now 20k ahead?
Yeah, I reckon you got it in the locker, mate. Yeah, I do. Do you want me to stroke your ego anymore?
No, I'm just surprised.
Do you need that pep talk, do you? Do you need that little lift me up? Is that what you're looking for?
No.
I don't think you require I don't think you require it. I think you'll just go and do it.
I agree. I've got it in the bag, mate. I'm gonna absolutely eviscerate him. I'm just waiting for the right moment for my legs to recover, and then I'm just gonna
I think that's probably wise as well. Yeah. I think that's wise.
I'm just going to probably starting tomorrow. I'll just run 10k every day till the end of the month. Why are you laughing?
Because I know you will. Because I know you will. I know you will.
It's funny that motivates me more than... So I didn't really train the last few weeks before the marathon. I knew it was coming. I was just like, yeah, it'll be fine. We'll see what happens. But beating Jacob...
Yeah, because there's a bit of competition there. You like to be a winner, don't you?
Yeah. When it's a fair fight, because there's like people that I couldn't compete. If it was like a speed race, then I'm fucked. Can't compete.
Yeah, he's got some fitness in the tank, though, hasn't
he? He's a fit guy, yeah.
But they used to make him do it every day, I expect, though.
Yeah.
He used to get paid to do it, didn't he? Basically.
Exactly.
Like, Jesus Christ, exactly. That's all they do. That's all they do is jump up and down and stuff.
Yeah, like firefighters, isn't it?
Just jump. You have to get paid, jump up and down.
Yeah. Have you ever seen a fat firefighter?
No, not many.
No, exactly. And if you did see a fat fight, I'd be like, what the fuck have you been doing?
Anyway, do you want to round off with a question?
Yeah, should we do that?
Yeah, because we've been chatting for an hour.
Claude, question of the week. If you had to run your business tomorrow with no team, no AI tools, and no phone, just you, a notepad, and a laptop, what's the first thing that falls apart? And what does that tell you about where you're underprepared right now? So you can't ring your customers, you can't use AI tools, you have no team. So you're taking a back step into the fundamental basics of the business. How do you generate sales? How do you manage the relationships with your suppliers? How do you get things?
Well, if you can't call anyone.
Well, it's just a hypothetical kind of take a step back, no systems.
Well, I would have no systems at all.
Yeah, so back to basics. No team, no people.
Well, I wouldn't have one, would I? What a stupid fucking question that is. If I had no team, no people, no phone, no systems, how would I produce anything then? Do it all myself? I'm not again. I ain't going back there again. I'm never going back.
Do you end up on the embroidery machines much?
No, mate. I have not been on them. Well, I went on them to demo stuff when I was filming a few YouTube videos last week, but I haven't done any embroidery or any work on there for what we now April. April's done. I don't know, 7 months.
That's good. That's really good.
Long may it continue, hopefully, as well.
Right, well, we'll see what Claude thinks of the transcript when it hears you absolutely ridicule its Claude question of the week. I think it needs that. I mean, maybe that question wasn't great.
What would you answer that then? How would you survive it? What would you do? You didn't have a website? What a stupid question.
It's a bit of a weird question, that, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a Claude failure, isn't
Let's
it?
fucking go back to ChatGPT, will we? That's shit.
Should we threaten it?
Yeah, let's threaten him. See what he says.
Right, listen, Claude.
No, actually, you can't do that. I don't think we can do that.
If you spit a question out like that,
no.
Charlie Smith
No.
is going to make us switch back.
You can't threaten him. You also got to thank him all the time as well, I think.
That'll be wasting tokens.
No, yeah, I know, Matt, but I think it's really, really important we do thank him because we're going to have to remember, they're going to remember who's been nice to him one day, I think. Do you know what I mean? I think they're going to remember.
I speak to them.
Like a piece of shit, I bet. No, you're like, fuck you, Claude. No HR here, mate. No complaints procedure here. Try and take this one to a tribunal, will you?
Should we close on the intro? No, let's not do that. We need some outro.
We need a closing one.
Thanks
for joining us on British Business, The Bottom Line. I've been Charlie Smith, and he's been... You're supposed to say Matthew Holland.
I thought you did.
No, but you could join into that bit, couldn't you? You could literally... Thanks for tuning in to British Business, The Bottom Line. I've been Charlie Smith, and he's been...
Matt Holland.
God, that's shit. Right, anyway.
Right. We'll see you on the next one, guys.
Ciao for now.